Network. And my first guest is Brooke Fyke. Did I say that right, Brooke?
You did. You got it.
Awesome. So I think before you even decide to start a business, and just so I can recap here, my In the Biz TV show YouTube channel is going to be about all things small business. And the first thing before you start a small business is that you want to save some money. And Brooke wrote this wonderful book called Call Me a Tightwad. Now we all know that like Tightwad doesn't have like such a great connotation, but apparently Brooke has changed the meaning and there is a Tightwad association. So I'm gonna pass it over to her, and like, Brooke, please do tell me like what's up with the Tightwad association.
It's something fun. I just think that it's saving money and all that. Yeah, it has such a negative connotation, and there's just so much freedom and good things that come with it. And with you starting the business and anyone else who's considering doing that too, like it opens so many doors, whether you're a business owner or just in your life, day to day. And so for us, we have embraced that, and my husband's not, he's a spender, and so in the book I talk about just the different levels of tightwadness, and so anything from extreme spender, someone who's like probably has a lot of credit card debt, all the way to someone who is extremely a tightwad. And I don't necessarily classify myself that, but I am a tightwad. So I just think that there's balance in the middle, because you have to have the ability to save and prepare for the future and for emergencies, but it's also important to have a giving heart and to spend when you need to. It's just balance.
Yeah, I love the fact that, okay, so first of all, you are a finance junkie. You're also a stay-at-home mom, and so having one income, I think it's going to be pretty important to be a tightwad. So you have this book, which is, I forgot to mention, 7 Habits of Embracing Your Financial Sweet Spot. And so you talk about that balance. And so if I were to ask you, like, what are like the top 5 tips? Because you do have like 7 tips, which are broken down into chapters. But if I had to say, okay, I really do know I need to start saving some money, because there is a statistic that says that most Americans don't have $400 cash for emergencies. Okay, and we used to be a country of savers, but I understand we are like really big into consumership.
And even with student loans, and it's not just credit cards. It's a lot of other debt and not having savings. And so, people get into this trouble where I guess that could be a tip right there, is just to make sure that you have savings set aside. And, Dave Ramsey says, I believe he's like, start with $500, start with something. And I totally agree with that. And for us, we, other advisors say, have 3 to 6 months worth of savings. Start somewhere. Even $50 in the bank is better than nothing. And so just to slowly add to it each month when you can is huge. And and when you do that, then when an emergency situation comes up, your car breaks down. Yesterday, or a couple days ago, I found out I had a split in my tire, and I'm like, I thought I still had a couple years left, you know? And so I went and had to buy like all new tires because long story. But the point is, we had money in the bank, fortunately, and it's not the way we wanted to spend it, but it was there. So, but you said think of 4 other ones.
Well, I'm gonna help you out here, because also she has a Sweet River Mama blog, and I found that to be very interesting and helpful, like when you go grocery shopping. Like, so I think you said something, whereas if you have a coupon for something, just because you have a coupon, that doesn't mean you should go buy that item.
It's true, because a lot of times the stores will mark the prices up because they know there's a coupon out there. So if you wait until you have a coupon and then also shop the sales, like a lot of times people think, no offense to Walmart, because they're a great store, but a lot of times people shop there because they think, I'll save more money going there versus Kroger. We have Kroger in town too. But actually, Kroger has a lot of sales. And if you look at their flyer each week, and then you have coupons to stack on top of that, you can save a lot of money. And so I've been spending $50 to $60 a week for my family of 4.
Oh wow,
and that's huge. And some of it, to be fair, I am pulling a few things out of the freezer. Like I buy meat in bulk. And if you if you just look at your groceries, you know, the tag on the shelf has the price per ounce. So you can also look at it that way and figure out exactly how much you're spending and make sure you're buying the right quantity, because sometimes buying larger items are actually more expensive than buying smaller items.
Okay.
So I don't know if you knew that, but that's...
No, I didn't. I would think that if I'm getting the bigger one, I'm getting a better price because it's bigger.
Right.
Okay, so that's good. So you have shop the sales. Don't buy just because you have a coupon. Don't use it just because you have a coupon, especially if you don't particularly like the item. Another thing that's in the book is there are some needs and some wants. Like, I really feel like we need cable because like there's nothing, well actually there's really nothing on cable, but but you were saying, like, you know, make sure that there's certain things that you, like you said, for example, indoor plumbing, like it's folks, who knew? It's really not a need. Like, we will still live. That's what Brooke says. And she's kind of right, but, like, still, you know?
Right, and that was an extreme example. Totally extreme. I'm not willing to give up my plumbing either. But it was just, I mean, because in there, I believe, I forget the year exactly, but up until the 1960s, not every state in the U.S. had indoor plumbing.
Yeah, I
Like,
think you
some
said
of
it was
them,
like 16.
Yeah, 6 states, right?
Yeah.
And so people were still using outhouses.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't imagine, especially going out in the middle of the winter, in
Oh
the
my
middle of the
goodness.
night.
And I'm from Michigan, okay? So I just be like, okay, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Life is over.
Right, yeah, so that's a very extreme. But if you actually sit back and are honest with yourself, you don't need the cable. Like, we actually gave up cable 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And we're streaming it now, so we have internet still.
Okay.
But it's like, we thought it was going to be a hard adjustment, and it was maybe a little bit at the beginning, but it's been fine. Like, we still watch TV because we stream it through the internet.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I do believe you said another way to save money, folks, because we said 5 tips, and I'll have to go back through this video and remember everything that she said. Yeah. But another thing was, just because when you go to a store and they offer you a discount to get their credit card, say no.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And because really, credit card usage, I use it. Like, I think that it can really work to our advantage. Yeah. But there's certain things that you want to make sure that you're getting, like no interest or for a certain period of time. If you're rolling money over, it's a really helpful thing. Or if you're making a really large purchase, you know, like for example, we have a Home Depot credit card, and so whenever we've done house projects, we get 0 interest on those purchases for a period of time, which helps us keep money in the bank. We still have enough to cover it, but it allows us to have money in the bank and accrue interest on that money while we're making little payments during a certain period of time. Does that make sense?
No,
Okay.
that went right over my
I'm
head.
sorry.
Because when I think of a credit card, I think, they give you so much money to spend, and then you definitely want to get one where it has 0 to no interest for a certain period of time. Right. So let's say you charge $1,000 on it. And so are you saying pay the bare minimum or pay over it and then have money in the, like, what do you mean? Yeah, so say they give you spend $1,000 and they give you 1 year to pay it. We'll say $1,200 to keep it easy. Okay. You spend $1,200, you have 1 year to pay it off, 12 months with 0 interest. And so if you don't pay it off within that 12 months, all that interest for that whole previous year gets tacked on after month 12, right? Okay, yeah. So what you need to do then is take that $1,200, divide it by the 12 months you have to repay, and then pay $120 then, you know, each month. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that way you can get that done. No, $100. It'd be $100. Yeah. I got what you were saying, folks. So just do your math. We all have calculators if you can't do it in your head, but I got the gist of it. Okay, so that makes good sense. So you're just saying, like, to get that paid over with and be done with it, which makes good sense, so you're not paying all that extra interest. One thing that I do, and this is my favorite credit card, even though it's not accepted everywhere, is American Express Gold Card, because I charge whatever it is I want within that 30-day period, and then I pay it off at the end of the month, and so I'm pretty much done with that. Yeah, and that's huge because revolving credit is a big issue. I believe, off the top of my head, it's over $6,000
a month, or not a month, over $6,000 total that people have on average in revolving credit card balances. So that's over $1,000 a year just in interest. And so if you could be saving that money, I would want to be saving that money, right?
Absolutely.
So as long as you're making your payments each month, that's what I do though. We put everything that we buy on our credit card and just have it paid off by the end of the month because we're getting points, and I love cash back.
Yes.
So we're getting points on that. We're getting money back in our account, and we're not paying interest, which is huge, and that saves us so much money.
Yeah. Well, I think that we covered those 5 points.
Yeah.
Now, another super exciting thing that's going to be happening is that November 24th, Brooke Fyke is having a book signing launch. November 24th, if I didn't mention that. But anyway, that's going to be at 672 Brewery, which is a new coffee shop that just opened. So tell us a little bit about that and like how super excited you are for like everybody in White House to come and bombard 672 Brewery with Brooke's book signing, because she'll sign it for you, which I'm excited. Like this is just like, this is a prototype, so it's not my actual book. But I'm looking forward to buying my own book to have her sign it.
And I sure will. I'm so excited. You're so sweet. But yeah, I'm so excited. So it's the 24th at 2 o'clock, and tickets are free. I do have tickets. You just have to get them registered. So I know how many people are coming.
Yeah.
But we're going to have Ashley Cook, who's a singer-songwriter in Nashville. She'll be coming up to perform, and then I'll be there to sign and just meet you, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But this has been just such a blessing to me as I've written this, and it just came through so quickly. I wrote it so quickly, and I've had so many people encouraging me through the process, and so I'm just looking forward to this time to celebrate and have fun and finally get it out there.
I know, I'm excited for you because it's a very easy read, and you brought it to me, I think on a Tuesday, and I went through it, and I got to the 11th chapter, and then by that time I was like, okay, I got to kind of skim through this, so I would have it done by today or whatever.
Reader.
Yeah, well, when you focus, folks, you can do anything you put your mind to. Because I didn't want to be completely ignorant of like, but I know as I do more of these shows, I won't be able to read everyone's material, but I'll have like the gist of it. But I wanted to read this because, I am very interested in the fact that business for me is like a big deal. Like I think everybody should be in business, because especially with so many layoffs and everything happening, I'm like, people are going to have to find another avenue on how to make money, and utilizing your God-given talents, folks, is where it's at. And so you've utilized your talents because your background is not actually in finance, right?
I went to, when I was at Purdue, I started out that way.
Yeah.
And so I have a little bit in the background, but I never had a job working in finance.
Yeah.
And so, even coaching people through their budgets and finance has been a more recent thing. But I just love it. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's your God-given talent because it's there, and you're utilizing it, which is great. Coaching people and then writing books to help people and everything else like that. So for me, I just want to go ahead and show people, other people that are in business that are doing it, because also I read that Jeremy also has a consulting firm, because Brooke also says in the book that when you are tallying up everything that you're spending out, you also want to be conscious of what you're bringing in, and if you have a couple other side jobs, you want to count that money in as well.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes that can be hard too, right? Because you don't know what might be coming in from that extra job. And a lot of my friends have other things. A lot of my friends are moms, and they are at home primarily, but they have businesses that they're running on the side, and it's really awesome. And everybody is working and has different talents and gifts to give, and it's really cool to see how everyone can come together and make something for their family and be financially secure through that too.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's what I want to push with this YouTube channel, is primarily showing people that just like you, there's other people that are utilizing their talents, and this will be a channel that will kind of show you like some tips and some tricks, you know, marketing, promoting your business, getting started in your business. And so I wanted to start first with Brooke as my first guest, because before you start any kind of business, you will need some money. And in order to get that, you will have to save the money that you do have coming in and make some sacrifices. So I'm so glad that you were able to be my first guest and join me this morning.
Sure.
And I'm looking forward to your book signing, and looking forward to you. I know you have a very wonderful, lofty goal of 1 million people being reached with this book. Now, for me, a lot of what's in this book was common sense, but apparently we've gotten so far away from being a nation of savers that, you know, it's time to bring, you know, what's old will be new again. And so that's how I feel about it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything that you wanted to say? Because I talk so much.
Oh, no. I think, no, this has just been fun. Yeah, no. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, folks, so catch us next time, and
Be a tightwad.
Yeah, be a tightwad. That's brilliant. Okay, thank you.